Hi, everyone. Welcome back to The Lost and Found. This is your host, Amanda, and I am so excited for you to be here today and to hear this wonderful episode. You're in for a real treat where I'm going to be talking to my good friend, Mika Carr. She and I met a while back when I first started working at the marketing agency here in Nashville, Tennessee, and she is actually one of the original people that encouraged me to get into podcasting. She helped connect me with some amazing other artists and creatives here in town that boosted this career and boosted this path to get it going. So this is one of basically kind of like an original investor or founder into the Lost and Found. So I'm super excited to have her here. We're not going to dive super deep into career stuff necessarily, but we're going to have some fun. I brought some card games to play with her to help break the ice. I'm sure a lot of you have played those before, but I hope you enjoy it. So everyone, please welcome my good friend and the godfather of the Lost and Found, Mika Carr.
Oh, thank you so much. No, I'm so proud of you, first of all. I mean, look at the branding.
Oh,
hello?
Well, Gabby did that, yeah.
I know, but
I wanted her to do it like a pirate ship. I'm like, if I opened a map and I'm trying to look for where my path is, like I've actually never explained that on the show. I've explained the motto a lot, but I've never explained the design choices. Yeah, so Mika and I have a mutual friend named Gabby, who's also a wonderful, beautiful photographer, hot sauce maker, gardener. She also does the pressed flower art. Stupid talented.
Yeah.
Just stupid talented. And so I knew that she would do really well with graphic design. So I reached out to her. She did my photo shoot. She did my logo, my branding, my color choices, font choices, all that. We worked through it together. The whole concept of the Lost and Found is trying to bridge the gap between who you are and who you want to become. And so I told her originally that I wanted it to feel like a map. Like if I'm trying to trace my steps and look for where to go, what does that do? How does that feel? And she had a slightly different design at first where the X wasn't fully connected to the below word. And I was like, what if we could actually like trail it off, right? Like make it look confusing, conjointed, and then done, decided, that's it. That's where you're going kind of thing. So
it's so cool.
It needs to look like a path throughout it. So it worked out very well. She was able to interpret my jibber jabber into a real image, which again is another talent in and of itself.
I love that. Look at you being collaborative and everything. I mean, it looks awesome and it's very unique to what the goal of your podcast is.
Absolutely.
And what you bring your guests on for.
And I wanted it to have the bright background. I wear a lot of black and white. Like I'm a very, I guess, neutral tone kind of person, but what was happening in my life did not feel neutral toned. So I wanted splashes of vibrancy in there too. So she gave me a lot of choices. I appreciated it, but
so awesome.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is the biggest thing you've learned so far with all the episodes that you've created?
Oh God. Oh, so many things. I think my doctor actually asked me that today. She was like, what do you mean you feel like you don't have a purpose? And I'm like, no, it's not that I don't have a purpose. It's just that by forcing myself to talk so much about the things that I used to never, ever want to speak about, I'm actually learning so much more about who I am and what I can handle and my capacity for uncertainty. Because, in my old life as an analyst, uncertainty exists because inherently in national security, you can't know everything. Like in international studies, like in game theory and all this kind of thing, where you're playing war games with somebody else and you're being strategic, you can't always know everything. So that's just an inherent thing. You have to present as much as possible to your client, to whoever you're briefing and stuff like that. So it was ingrained, but when you're on your own, that level of uncertainty in my personal life was not allowed. Like I could handle it professionally, but not personally. And then when I had to have it professionally and personally all at once, everything was just kind of spinning out for me. I don't think back then the version of me that was struggling so much before the podcast understood that future Amanda can handle so much more than what that version of the old version of Amanda could handle. And I was listening to a podcast by Liz Moody on my way over here today, and she was interviewing someone, and I'm not going to name them because I'm not going to butcher it, but the man that she was interviewing was talking about how when you can learn to balance curiosity with complacency, you'll actually be able to build up that capacity for uncertainty better, and you'll be able to make decisions that are more aligned with your path, or at least more aligned in your own sense of self. And that's how you build trust, and that's how you can start to believe your intuition when it's feeding you information and things like that. So I was just kind of like, okay, I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Like I'm following the things that he's talking about that are scientifically backed, but I didn't know they were scientifically backed. I just had to believe in myself to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really answers your question, other than podcasting is hard as hell. Get a good studio, get some good producers. I know some nice ones here in Nashville. Hit me up if you have questions. I wish they had discount codes. The owner was joking with me the last time I was here. He's like, I really should give you like a QR code or something because you talk about this so much. Or you tell every guest you bring on, like, this is the packages they offer.
It's a really nice space. It's so cool.
Lovely. Yeah.
But content creation is hard. I think people think like, oh, it's just grab your phone, edit this thing in like 20 seconds. But when you're creating something, especially that's like, 30 minutes long, an hour long, you want to take your time and really listen to those stories back to figure out like, oh, this will be a really nice social media clip here.
Would be a good clip,
and then cutting out the little and uhs and mistakes that you do live and things like that. So it is a lot of work. And I know that you're a one-woman band doing it all.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. No, and I have talked about that a bit. Like, it's stressful when I have been financially able. Like, I will do the packages that the studios offer where they can do the editing for you, and that definitely helps. But I don't always have that yet. So until, future Amanda will be able to do this. Future Amanda will know what to do. She will know who to hire and all those kinds of things. So I trust her to make the decision. But yeah, right now when you're learning how to do it all on your own, it's very intimidating. The most recent episode was a solo episode. And in that episode, I did acknowledge like content creators, influencers, people that are chronically online, doing their businesses online. Like, that is a gnarly job, and hats off to them. Because you're right. I could post something that's 20 seconds long, but did I color correct? Is it good lighting? Did I stutter? Did I actually focus at you and look at the camera and get you engaged? Did I have a hook? Did I have an ending? Did I have a CTA? Whatever. Yes, stuff like that takes more time. You have to plan that out. If you want multiple angles of the same thing that you're doing, that takes an hour to film all the different angles where you have to pretend to do the thing, because you can't like make 5 of them in an hour, right? Because then, it's a lot. Like, film yourself make coffee, and I'm like, I don't want 5 coffees, just like film the one. I don't know.
Oh my god, that and the get
so
ready
much
with
stuff
me that are
ready
like
with me.
There's the ones that have the view from the ceiling and then like from the side. I'm like, how do you guys have the time and space to do this? Like, I gotta go in 30 minutes, literally.
Well, I think like the way that I've heard, like, you have to batch it. So if you're a get ready with me content creator, you pick that day and you batch those outfits. So you film this outfit, all these angles, this outfit, all the angles. Like, you do it crazy. All at once. Pass. No.
Yeah, no.
I think I am more the day in the life one. Like, I'm finally learning. I think I'm leaning in more to TikTok as my safe space, because nobody follows me on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where I'm going to be a little more experimental with what I say or what I do. Instagram is still a little bit curated.
I think it has to be.
It's a little more visually related. That's where I put a lot more of the quotes, or I put a lot more of my direct items from the show. And then TikTok is, and my life, right, obviously, but then TikTok is where I do dumb shit, like stuff my face full of croissants and be like, can't have a fatty if you don't feed that fatty. Like,
I love that one.
I thought it was hilarious. Like, it was one of those where I was like, this croissant is delicious. I want to make all of you jealous and watch me eat it. Like,
and I went to eat a cinnamon roll. I commented that.
You did.
Was
you actually
like,
did.
You know what?
You actually ate it.
It was so good.
Good for you.
I did not feel bad about it. I was like, Amanda
neither.
Empowered me today, and I love that.
Well, I was telling my mom, because she always cuts hers in half. Like, she does kind of like the Dolly Parton eating, where Dolly would always say, like, only eat half your meal and you can take the rest. And people would always ask her, like, how do you keep your figure? What's your workout routine? She's like, I only eat half.
See, I wish I had that.
I know. No, I ate that whole croissant. It was the size of my face.
Oh,
but it was so
good.
delicious.
See, and it's one of those moments you cannot get out the food skill. I do have one, but like, I don't need to know how many calories are in this. It's fine. I'm not going to stress myself about burning them off either. Like,
right. Well, you already walked your 3 miles. You got a carb load for the next day.
Exactly. And sugar. You need that energy. So that's my logic on why I make bad food decisions.
No.
Sometimes.
No. What about you, though? Like, you didn't... you weren't always thinking you'd get straight into videography and stuff like what we're doing, right? In marketing? Like,
no.
What were you interested in when you were younger?
This is so crazy, but when I was in high school, I thought I was going to be a biomedical engineer. I was like...
Hell yeah!
That's crazy.
No, it's not. I wanted to be the first female president of the United States.
And
that's
you still
crazy.
Could be.
Well, I don't know. I cuss a lot. There's no way. But also our president does other things. So if he can get away with things, maybe saying the F word won't be that bad in 20 years.
Oh, yeah. The bar has been lifted.
No. And I'm joking. Like, please, nobody freak out about me running for office.
But if she did, that's okay too.
Yeah. You wanted to be a biomedical engineer, which is badass.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I feel like I was influenced because my grandma's had diabetes like my entire life. Yeah. So I was just like, it's crazy there's not a cure for something like this and that she has to constantly take shots every single day for her insulin. And I was just like, I don't really want to work with people, even though I had done a lot of like public speaking things. Like I would have been fine being like, in an environment where I have to interact with a ton of folks every day. But I was like, I'd like to do some research, I think, to like help the cause. But then I thought about it literally the summer before my freshman year of college started. And I was like, I don't like science or math. Why would
all them classes got science and math in them, girl.
No,
even physics, chemistry, B and level C.
Yeah. And I feel like all of my roommates that had to take those classes struggled so hard and like were in tears all the time. And I don't remember ever being in tears about like a college course. Like I've seen nurses.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I had to take a chemistry class for the neuroscience stuff that I was doing originally before I switched to counterintelligence things. And my poor friend, Lindsay, thank you, Lindsay. I love you so much. She sat with me that whole summer while I went to Vanderbilt because my mom was working at Vanderbilt. So I was like, great, cheaper summer class because she gets discounts for being an employee there. Mm-hmm. Girl, I thought I don't know what I was thinking. I should have just stayed at Ole Miss for the summer semester. Should have just taken the class in Mississippi. Not saying nothing against Ole Miss, but I love that was awful. That was so awful.
And
I've never felt more stupid. Yeah, girl. I could have gone to MTSU. I could have gone anywhere to take that class. But it was cheaper there. So I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah. The transfer credit or whatever it was. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
So you also were going to go into like a medical field too.
I mean, as a little kid, I think I was very into writing, and I had tons and tons and tons of journals of like movie scripts or books or little like scenarios that were happening. They weren't necessarily real. They'd be like a dream I had, and I turned it into like she slays a dragon and they do these things and there's a purple dinosaur named Jeffrey and like just little stories, right? Like I was just constantly writing and creating lots of different things. When my mom was cleaning out her house and she was moving from Nashville to Kingsport, I found in some of the old boxes, because she was like, you guys have to come claim your stuff or we're not going to take it. And I took my stuff. But in one of the boxes was an entire like teen angst novel, like young adult series of me in high school dating an actor, a famous actor that was like at the time probably in his 40s, right? Like
Tom Cruise or something.
Yeah, just something. Well, it was Mel Gibson, but in Braveheart.
Nice.
So Braveheart version of Mel Gibson was in high school with me in my weird young adult novel that I was writing, but it was thick. Like I had drawn illustrations to match. Like I had the lockers, the hall, all sorts of stuff. So I was always very, very creative. And so I do have a vivid memory of being younger and like being in theater camps and director school, competitive improv in middle school and high school. Yeah. Like I was just very out there. For whatever reason, once I got to college, that wasn't a big thing at Ole Miss, like film director type stuff. And so for whatever reason, by like 18-ish, I was leaning more towards the criminal justice-y, psychology, neuroscience stuff. I had grown up with our current company. And so when I had seen all of those employees, come back from deployments and leave for deployments and the impact that it had on their families, I started to think, all right, well, I really enjoy working with these people and helping them and doing research about like PTSD and integration back into civilian life and how that works. And I thought working at the VA would be really cool. So that's kind of why I started leaning towards psychology and neuroscience. And
nice.
Then I met one professor for the intelligence program. And after that, I was just kind of like sold, no, the FBI would be so much cooler. Like the behavioral science unit's way different. Like I can still do psychology, but I'm still working to save people or help people and then fighting the creeps. Like it just, leaned into another weird creative part of myself. But it started to all become analytical, right? And I do think I've had a lot of talks with my parents, or at least my mom, about how I don't remember when it started. Like, I know most girls always have like, I remember when I first started to think about my body, or like when I was started to feel body shamed, but I don't remember the part where I started to feel shamed for being creative, right? Like to stop being an artsy, weird little theater loud kid and sit down and focus on this and get A's and pass this class and think about your future and stay within these lines. And you got to go to college. You got to get the degree. You got to get the house, the job, the husband, the kids, the whatever, like at some point in your education, that switch flipped. I don't know where we're going. I interrupted you with my whole tangent, but kind of like, that's kind of the trajectory of like what I used to think I wanted to do to where I am now a little bit. Like, I used to think all these things.
Same. I feel like what you described growing up being was also me. I don't think it was considered improv at the time. Like it was just like a public speaking thing. But I would also do competitive, like I memorize the script and I go perform it in front of some random person and other students. And I don't know, it was so fun. And like my mom put me through modeling classes.
Oh, nice.
What a scam that was. It was so expensive.
I've always wanted to join. I see the Instagram ads for the like schools in New York for the non-models. And I'm like, Remy Bader did it. I could do it.
It was so scammy though. It's so much money. And like they don't promise that they're going to help you find an agent or anything like that.
Yeah.
I do feel like you learn a lot of skills through it though. Like I could show you how to do a model walk and I could feel confident.
Standing up. Well, look at the camera, Micah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was like so fun. And I don't know. I feel like the switch for me though was going onto campus. Like it was a complete culture shock for me in the opposite way that I think a lot of people experience what is considered culture shock. And I also feel like it was hard finding my community. Like I never liked cliques in high school, and I felt like college was a new version of that. We're all just older now.
Older cliques.
Yeah. So I feel like trying to figure out who I was as a college student was when that happened for me. And I don't know. I think I felt confident then, though. Like, even through senior year, I was like, I know exactly what my career path is going to be, which is wild because biomedical engineer turned journalism major, which is crazy.
That's a pivot.
Opposite.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like I learned a lot during those years. And I don't know. I enjoy being a creative. It's interesting what the brain can come up with, but what you found, I feel like this is the time to freshen it up and then take it to a publisher because the book
Oh, you're talking about my book. I thought you were talking about the podcast. I'm like, yes, someone please sponsor me. Yes, someone please pick this up.
Those things too.
God, no, not the young adult novel. No. One of the very first people that I ever interviewed back in the day, Case Kenny, talked to me about how he comes up with ideas because he does 2 20-minute max episodes every single week since he started. And I'm like, that is so many ideas. He's probably close to like 800 episodes, if not 900 now. And I, asked him like, how do you think of these things all the time? He writes them down in his notes app, or he has an Excel spreadsheet where he just keeps track of like what he's talked about already and refers back to all of that. And so I've been keeping all these prolific notes. I do have ideas for the essay version of the podcast. My vision for the show is for it to feel like a cross between Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul and Humans of New York. And Humans of New York was started as a photography page on Instagram, and it's like expanded internationally. Now you have Humans of San Diego, Humans of San Francisco, Humans of Amsterdam. Like they've spread with other photographers doing the version of what this man did in New York. And he goes around and he interviews people, but he's taking photos of them or videos of them at their most like raw, painful, like uncomfortable sections of the interviews, right? Like you feel the depth and the rigidness of their jagged edges about their lives. And it's all ages, all races, all walks of life on that, which is what I wanted the show to be like, because everybody has a moment of feeling lost and trying to get found again, no matter who you are. You could be a celebrity, you could be a professional, you could be somebody like us, you could be in marketing, or you could be pivoting in your 20s and freaking out because you're,
almost 30.
You're almost, oh God. That is one of the greatest privileges you will ever have to make it to 30 years old. Count your blessings. But
sure.
no, it is,
so
Mika.
nervous.
No. Stop listening to these lies, girl.
I
Stop
know.
listening to these lies. And then the Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul was just impactful because I remember the way that essay book was written back in the day, they would not put the author's name on the essay in the beginning. So you didn't know who was sharing their story.
Mm-hmm.
You'd read it at the end. And I always thought that was fascinating because you'd open that up and go, ooh, which celebrity wrote this? And you're kind of like, Oprah said this? Like, that was a really bad thing that just happened in that essay. Like, oh my gosh. Like you felt connected to someone that you would have never normally seen in real life or felt like you could ever connect with in real life, because I'm sure with all of your experience too, sometimes you interview people that you're kind of like, I know that they're just a human, but they're like super famous for all these other things.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting down right in front of them and this is kind of crazy. Like that I wanted to bridge the gap not only between individually for us to get to where you want to go from who you are now to who you want to be, but connecting you with somebody that you don't think you actually have a connection with or you can't actually learn something from and proving that wrong, right? Like, because that was one of my biggest fears when I first started the show was like, I don't have a community. I don't know where these people are. But because I've been putting out content related to these themes, those are the people and those are the agents that start pitching me in terms of bringing their guests on my show. That's like how the SEO is playing out on my website. Like people are finding it through that, or people have told me that they've like done something in the search bar in Spotify or on YouTube and like, or even ChatGPT. The woman who wrote in talked about how she had broken her arm or her leg or something like that. And she was just struggling really badly with like being immobile. And I wrote an episode about that because I had like deep rooted body image issues that came up during that moment last year for me. And she was like, ChatGPT recommended that this would be one of the ones I listened to because of these topics. And I'm really glad I did. And thank you for putting this out there. And I was kind of like, that was one of the most random ones.
That is random because I thought that like ChatGPT was one. Well, you have been making podcasts for so long, but I always thought that it was one of those platforms that like isn't as up to date on what it can pull, you know, as answers.
No, they can. Yeah. There's Google SEO and then AEO.
Oh.
So artificial engine optimization, I guess, artificial intelligence optimization. I use Claude now, but like I have to prompt Claude to say like, you are an expert in this, this, and this.
Nice.
You're going to write my descriptions or help me write these descriptions using this knowledge. Like your expertise in blah, blah, blah. And so like, I think because I've been training it to read and talk and write like that, it's pulling things so that all the other LLMs, if they look up a topic, they can pull up my name and they can pull up each episode because the descriptions have those things in there. Yeah. So I've been learning a lot. I've been doing like 7 jobs, like so much more than what I do in my normal job. But it's been intense. But you learn a lot about yourself when you start something you literally know nothing about. Because you're gonna put yourself way outside your comfort zone and all kinds of things.
I think it's great though, especially I think that what's happening right now in the creative world is that we are not being valued as much when it comes to companies that you could work for or brands that could sponsor you. They see you as just like, you know, 1 in a million people that they could work with at this point because everyone can make content.
Or replace you now because Claude and ChatGPT or Perplexity can do video edits.
Yeah. A lot of places expect you to be able to do 7 jobs in one, which I think is insane because it's better to have different people for these individual roles. I think that the creative is much stronger that way. It's less stressful for everybody involved. And I think like you having that experience doing all the things when you're able to hire out a lot of these roles, you're going to value those people so much. And
I already do.
Yeah.
I don't even know who they are. And I'm like, I can't wait. I'm so excited because I think that's, you know, getting back to your original question, what have I learned about myself? I've definitely learned what I know I am good at and what I want to continue to get better at versus I'm going to do it because I have to. And I will respect being able to hire somebody that is smarter than me in certain positions. And my father used to tell me that all the time. Like the only way your business survives is if you hire people better than you. Yeah. You learn from that, you know, the whole Abraham Lincoln theory, right? Like you keep your enemies close or your friends close and your enemies closer. So like when he had his National Security Council, all of the people that voted against him, he wanted the different perspective to fight against his biases, right? Because he's aware that they existed. So I think that would be something that the Lost and Found Productions, once that's a thing, I can't wait because I know what I'm good at. Being the face.
Yes.
Being the interviewer, preparing questions, doing the research. But
you do so much research too. I'm not saying that other people don't, but like you can tell that you have taken your time to get to know these people before you talk to them every episode, which is, I think, very valuable. And I know that a lot of people appreciate that too.
Yeah. Well, I have had a few of them reach back out like before. I want to feel like a good interviewer if I can make them feel comfortable. And yes, being, you know, a nice lady and hospitable, like I can do that to a certain extent, but I take the work seriously. I take the interview seriously. I take the show seriously. So like I want to also take respecting the guest seriously. The goal here would be to ask them questions that they don't normally get asked all the time. Hopefully to drive deeper into that, because it's a really uncomfortable topic, right? Like I'm trying to get you to talk about something that may have been one of the worst moments of your life, right? And like not a lot of people are really willing to revisit that or to share what they learned from that. And how do you rebuild from there? And so I want to make it a safe space in that sense. So I appreciate that you feel that way, or at least when you listen or when you watch, that it comes across, because that's one of the biggest goals I have for the show.
Well, you're doing great, Amanda. We're all so proud of you. And I can't wait to see more people that you bring on. Every time I see someone local on TikTok or Instagram and I tag you, I'm like, this person, like the other day.
Cheesecake guy. No, I know. We got to go down there. Yeah.
Because what do you mean? Like, that would be a crazy.
I haven't interviewed any other FBI people before. So it would be interesting to hear what his reasoning was and what moment changed for him, or did they already live in Nashville? Did they transfer to Nashville? Anyway, but and to buy a cheesecake and just like eat cheesecake and interview each other and be like, what's up?
That'd be so
my
cool.
brethren. Yeah. My mom did that for me once. I don't know if the Tennessee Cheesecake Company still exists, but there used to be one, I think, out near like Lebanon or Mount Juliet or something like that. But they would make whole cheesecakes, or you could do 12 slices, but it was each a different type of cheesecake slice.
Oh my gosh.
Or you could do half classic and then half multi-flavor. Like, anyway, it was so good. The crust, though.
Oh, this is the best part.
The crust was the best part. It was like a thick, perfect, like graham crackery. I don't know if it was almonds or it was some sort of nut that was in there for sure, though. It was so good. And my mom used to get those for me in college. Like that was what she'd be mailed to me for my birthday. I'd already be gone by the time that would happen. So she would give me the cheesecakes. And she did that when my first job after college, because I was working for FEMA and I had to live in, at that time I was living in Emmitsburg, Maryland.
Small town?
Very. It's basically a town designed by FEMA and like the National Firefighters Association for training there. And so we were on the training campus, living in the campus dorms and stuff, and going to training classes. It was fun in that sense, and doing data entry and stuff for them to help their staff. But in the meantime, in between the snowball fights and all the other random stuff we were doing, we would we'd eat cheesecake.
You've lived so many lives. Like I feel like every time
I'm
talk
pulling stuff out, I'm like, wow, God. Well, and I on my way here, I filmed speaking of TikTok, I'm trying to get better about talking about my day. And, you know, we've talked about this offline a lot, but I did a little video about the doctor that I had just met, because she had an excellent bedside manner. And it made me really think of like the way somebody can change your whole day, you know, and it just, I have really lived a lot, because I told her about the podcast. You know, I used to be in the FBI, got out, started the show because I was having a breakdown, an emotional breakdown. And she was like, Amanda, you are so cool. And like, that's all I said to her. Like, I didn't give any of the rest of it at all. And I'm kind of like, no, I'm not. Like, thank you. But now that you're talking about like, you've done so many things. Like, yeah, I have a really bad tendency of not giving myself a lot of credit, which I'm sure plenty of us struggle with. Yeah. But me especially, the whole humility, humbleness is supposed to be drilled into you. So like admitting being proud of something that you've done is still sometimes kind of hard for me to do. Yeah. Like I'm only just now really starting to say, if somebody's like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm in marketing and podcasting. That's amazing. Where do you work? Blah, blah, blah. You know, answer the question. And then it's kind of like, okay, yeah. But like a year ago, 6 months into the show, was I saying that? No. My dad's like, you have to start saying that.
Own it, girl.
Say it.
Yeah.
Like, you started it. It's out there. It's public. It's on the internet. It's not coming down. So like you are a podcast nerd. That's what makes identity and this whole concept here so interesting to me, that like it can be so rigid and yet so fluid, and your ability to create one and destroy the other is also simultaneous. And that relationship has to happen that way in order for your ability to continue, your ability to evolve to happen. So it has been a journey.
But it's so awesome. Like, I feel like a lot of people, when they're going through a breakdown, they are not, like, the last thing on their mind is, you know what? I'm about to challenge the crap out of myself, and I'm going to go on a journey that I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it.
Make it public. Yeah. Well, something for a person that was so averse to online personas, because I had to be, right, from my old job. Like, you could have a private account, right? But having an openly public account or talking about what you were doing or who you were with was highly frowned upon. And I understand why, right? I do. And I still think that people that are in those roles need to take that seriously, not only for their own safety, but their coworkers' safety, their career safety. When that's drilled into you from 18 years old forward, where you're like, you have to be so careful. Don't put things on Facebook. Don't say these things on LinkedIn. Don't connect with people you don't know. Don't give away too much information. People can figure out your passwords. Like, just all this stuff. Getting onto TikTok and washing my face and talking to you and telling you about like the products that I use, because people do ask. I've had several people actually ask about my like skincare routine because of the podcast, because they'll see the episodes or the clips that come across. They're like, girl, where's that from? What are you doing? I'm like, things and stuff and this collection of stuff. Like, I wipe it on, I wipe it off. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to be cool. I want to be so smooth, like all the other hot girls that can take their makeup off and tell you to, you know, do a cleanse and their Pilates class and whatever. And I'm kind of like, so I'm going to turn on some reggaeton. I'm just going to dance in front of the mirror and I'll see you later.
Yes.
Like, don't forget to wash your face, brush your teeth. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
I like it though, because I feel like it's more natural. I feel like so many people have become clones of other creators you've seen.
Well, they want to. I've noticed that too for a lot of the advice. I've been debating whether or not to pay for a mentor for podcasting, because it would be helpful, right? Like, I think I know a decent amount of what I'm doing just because I've been at this for a bit longer now, but like, I don't want to make too detrimental of a mistake. It's a lot of money to invest in myself. Like, I'm doing it pieces at a time. I'm not like doing major chunks or anything, but it's a lot. It's taking a lot. And that's super fearful and intimidating for me. So I'd love to have somebody I could follow. But like, a lot of the other stuff that's out there, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I trust what you're saying, because you're claiming you can help me grow to this level, but your own personal accounts don't reflect that.
Yes.
Or they don't reflect the ability. So it's kind of like, maybe you could, but like, I don't see you. I don't know you otherwise. But now I will, because my phone's going to listen and send me all these ads from all these other.
Yep. As soon as we leave.
All these other, what is it? The online coaches. Yeah.
But I think that's the thing too about this era that we're in with the internet in general. There's so much free information out there about all of these things.
Yeah.
I would love to create content for myself more regularly, just because I think it's so fun, and like you get to connect with so many random strangers. But there are influencers I follow for a reason. And it's not necessarily because of the kind of content that they're putting out, but it's because they'll go live and they're like, I'm going to give you free game, because there's no reason why I should charge you to tell you information that will help you level up. Right. I'm not telling you anything that's going to guarantee you $1 million tomorrow, but it might down the line if you.
This is what helped me. This is what I did. Yeah. Go do it based on your circumstance. And
exactly.
That's one of the things I talked about in the most recent episode, the solo episode, where I was kind of like, I'm freaking out because I don't think I'm putting out enough. And a lot of that comes from the external things that I'm viewing that everybody else is constantly saying, well, you have to post 5 times a day. No, post 3 times a week. No, do content pillars. No, content pillars are dead. And I'm kind of like, where is the content for a person who is still working full time, but wants to be creative, how do I balance the two and allow the creative thing to not drag me down? Because it is
a lot.
It is intensive, but it's like the most cathartic intensive. Like when you do a really hard workout and then you get out of there and you're like, whew, man, like
that was great.
I'm really glad I did that. Like sometimes I come on these episodes and I'm kind of like, wow, that was an intense hour of what I just did and talked to that person about. Like, but when I leave that room or when I shut that video off, like I realize I felt connected. I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. Those things made sense.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, Amanda, that's why it sucks right now because it's going to be like that.
Yes.
Like that's your little bitty glimmer of whatever future Amanda might get to do or whatever future Amanda might feel. But I think the biggest reason that I feel that way when I leave those rooms, and like tonight, I know it because I already love you and like we're just vibing, but like I'll leave this studio tonight and I will feel better about myself and the choices that I've made because what I did tonight poured back into me. And that's what people I think should be doing. And there's this creator that I follow her handle is Jessie Jean Home. I think she started out originally teaching you how to flip furniture, but she went viral for one of her videos on TikTok and on Instagram about the great millennial career crisis, which is tons of people are talking about that. And like I get a lot of that content now on my podcast page because that's what I talk about.
Yeah.
But she went viral for it, got like 100,000 followers in like 48 hours, something crazy. And so she just started leaning into teaching you how to yap on camera. And she's like, I'm not a professional. I used to teach you about like how to handle flipping furniture and my, bulimia and anorexia training when I would do intensive therapy with my clients. Like that's what I taught back in the day. But like I've totally pivoted. I'm no longer in corporate. I'm trying to come up with creative ways to make money for my family while my husband's still in corporate. Like, so this is what I'll teach you how to do because this is what I'm doing. Like, and she's very straightforward and I've been following her because I like how she approaches the camera and the talking head videos. And eventually I know I need to learn how to use CapCut because I can tell that's what she's using.
Yeah.
And I know you're laughing at me, I'm sure, because you're like in like Adobe Premiere Pro or DaVinci and all these other Final Cut Pro, all these amazing things. And I'm like,
It's okay. I mean, CapCut, it takes a minute to like get used to.
I don't know. I can just tell that that's what she's using. And I'm like, everybody's using that because they have all the different fonts that fly through and they make sounds when they pop up. And I'm kind of like, girl.
That's a lot though. You don't know.
I know, but that's what hooks the people.
I know.
That's what they love.
But I have seen some people complain about that. They're like, I am so sick of those. And I will scroll past videos is what a lot of people are saying. It's too much.
Too animated-y.
Yeah. I could understand it for like old school YouTube days, but like, especially now with our attention spans and stuff, just get into it. What are we here to talk about? Get into it,
God, that makes me think of that TikTok song. Get into it. Really, really get into it. I think that's what I ate the croissant to. Yeah. As a callback. That's what we call a callback in the industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we here for? What do you want to talk about?
Life? We can literally, oh my God, let's not talk about life. Life is hard.
Yes. Welcome to the Lost and Found. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, all right. How about this then? A genie comes into your life. They grant you the rest of your life has now been paid for. Anything you want to do, totally covered. No problem with money. Do you stay in the current career that you're in, or would you switch to do something different?
I definitely think I would pivot because I think that at the stage in my life right now, I am too comfortable and I don't like feeling this way. I want to feel challenged and I want to feel like every day that I go to work, or at least every week, I'm learning something new that I was not exposed to before. And I want and crave that out of life right now. And I think that if I did pivot to something, it would be travel oriented. What exactly? I don't know, but I love traveling. I love seeing the world. You connect with so many strangers and they can become your friends in literally like 5 minutes. Like when I went to Ireland, I met some folks from Texas and it's just like, this is so random. And I met someone who's like a teacher, but they were on a break because life was lifing. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, I wish I could just up and not be in Nashville for a year or two and go backpacking.
Go backpacking through Europe. Yeah. Classic. Yeah. That was That was what my parents tried to tell me to do. Like, take a break before you go to college. I'm like, no, I'm going to go to college. I put in all that work on all those applications. I'm going. But yeah, so you love Ireland. Where else? What else is on your bucket list to see?
Definitely Amsterdam. France has always been a place I've wanted to go to as well because I took a lot of French classes growing up. Now, my French is horrible, so don't ask me to say anything.
There's lots of language apps, though.
There are.
Yeah. You can
Duolingo.
follow up. Duolingo, Babbel, yeah. We're going to get ads for those now, too.
Pretty much.
I got a lot of those after the Bad Bunny Super Bowl and stuff. Was like, would you like to learn Spanish? Would you like to have known what was happening yesterday? Click on this link. I'm like, bitch, I already know.
No, I was about to say,
I've lived 5,000 lives also in Puerto Rico.
They don't know you. Like, you went there to go see him in concert.
I was there. I got the very first weekend that outsiders were allowed to go.
That's so cool.
Oh, yeah. Benito, I love you. Te amo.
You know, my brother, for one of his assignments, he had to like pick his favorite artists and like songs right now. I was so surprised that one of them was him. I know.
What was it? Which one?
Is it DWTF? Is that the name of the song?
Yeah. Debí tirar más fotos.
Yeah.
I wish I had taken more photos.
Yes.
From it's the title of his most recent album, yeah.
That's so cool. Well, yeah, he was very much like that was his first pick. And I'm like, that's very surprising. We love this diversity of music.
Yeah. Are you musically inclined at all? Like,
no. I wish. So the thing is, no, I'm not. However, when it comes to video editing, that's actually one of my favorite things to do is to go find the song to pair with the story. Like I've heard the story a million times now and I know exactly the vibe that I'm like going for. And I can tell within like 3 seconds of a song, like, nope. This might be one. In that way, yes, but I cannot sing. I wish I could sing.
Oh, I can't sing either. Yeah, I sing to myself. When I sing to myself, it's very empowering. But for other people, absolutely not. No.
Oh my god, those moments where like you're in the car, or you're just vibe into the speaker or whatever, and you're like, did I hit a note? Like, do I sound good right now?
Am I actually amazing?
Turns the speaker off. Oh, nope. That was not.
Nope. No, only in my dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wish I was, though. I will say when I was growing up, one of the things that I like begged my mom for was a guitar, number one, and a keyboard. And I got both of them. And I was trying to learn some
I got
things.
a guitar too, yeah. And I tried. I had 3 different coaches and it just never stuck.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the coach's faults at all or the music teacher's faults at all. It was me. Like I was doing soccer plus all the other extracurriculars and guitar after soccer or after whatever at the end of the night. And so like, by then I'd be like, I didn't practice all weekend. They can tell. What's the point in wasting an hour of their time when I'm not doing it. It's kind of like you really, I think, truly have to have that like in your DNA or something because it just not that the guitar was hard necessarily. I just didn't stick with it.
Same. I think for me, and this is like not an excuse because I'm sure there's plenty of people out there like me that are doing great in that field. I'm left-handed. So playing pool, playing guitar, I feel like is really hard for me because you'd think that I would have to like hold the things in the opposite arm, but it doesn't feel right. So like I hold it the right-handed way, but I think that messes me up because I can't get my finger positions.
Fingers right? Yeah, because I was just sitting here doing it the right-handed way, and I'm like, you probably would have to do that,
right? But it just
didn't work that way.
Neither way felt good.
What about baseball or softball? Do you hit left-handed or right-handed?
I would swing right-handed.
Okay.
Even with bowling, I bowl with my right hand.
But you right with left. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. But I can't write with my right hand. I've tried.
Okay.
I know.
Weird.
Very.
You've lived a lot of lives, Mika.
Me? I did play soccer. Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Yeah. What position did you play?
I was a defensive midfielder. We sucked, though. We literally lost like every game. But
where'd you go to high school?
I went to Hunters Lane, but I didn't play there. I played when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay.
I was too scared to play soccer in high school because you're fresh meat. Also, my high school, no offense to anyone else that went there that might see this, but my high school was not that great. Like it, you can tell that a lot of people who come from very low income families go there. And there was a lot of bullying. There was a lot of fights happening all the time. So the only thing that I was buried in high school were my books. I was a nerd.
Yeah.
But and so that's like something I feel like too as an adult. I do not feel as nerdy as I used to be. Like I was one of those people, I would do my homework as soon as I get home. I studied really hard for all my tests. strived for all A's and B's, mostly A's, would get very upset with a B. Like, that was me. I feel like being a student defined who I was for so long. And I think that when I got out of college, obviously getting my first job, it was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, I'm learning so much. And now I'm applying what I've like experienced in college to this, and I'm absorbing some, and I love my team. Like, they're genuinely the best. Like,
oh, they are the best. I wish I could work. I wish I had the talent to be able to work on the team, but I don't. So.
You do. Everyone has the talent.
Well, I mean, editing talent would be such a curve, but I could carry things. I'm pretty strong. I'll be your what is it? Your donkey.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Hire you as a PA.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. What is it? The boom arm?
Yep.
Okay. Hey.
But I feel like most of the time sound guys just do that themselves. So
yeah. Oh God.
I know.
Mika.
I know. It's okay.
Do you need any more models or background people?
Always.
Okay, B-roll people.
Yeah. Actors are so expensive. No offense. They deserve all the money that they're asking for.
Yeah. Who was the other nurse that I was with that day?
I remember her name. It's been so long. I literally had met her like that day. I had only messaged with her via email.
Knew her.
No, those were like real hired actors. Yeah.
That was a fun day though.
Yeah.
Yeah, post-production. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's honestly not that hard to learn. I think that my biggest advice to anybody who wants to get into video production or even just video editing, you just have to get in the software. You just have to go out there and do it. Like, you can watch a million videos on YouTube, but until you go in there, you learn all the tools, you learn like the shortcuts, you learn how you want to layer your story and what those, layers in your sequence mean. I mean, digging into it is exactly like how you get your start and how you get better. Yeah. And you have to go through a lot of bad edits before you learn how to do good editing.
Good at editing.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
And just post the stuff too, I feel like, is my other advice for anybody who is creating content for themselves. Like, it's okay if it's not perfect. We all used to be perfectionists, I feel like, 10 years ago. And now, because of social media and the emergence of TikTok and these platforms such as that, all the old rules are kind of nebulous at this point. You really can post anything and it could go viral. You just never know. No. And so going to that point, you should not feel bad about like not posting 5 million times a day or even 5 times a week. Like, I don't think any of those rules are necessarily a requirement, because genuinely you'd never know if something you posted 8 months ago, it just hits in the algorithm and you're like, why am I getting all these views and random comments on this very old thing? You just never know. Yeah. And so you can't get yourself down if you're not performing where you think you should, because you are already performing in such a great place. You're doing more than what other people are doing. You're posting, you're creating, you're physically going to studios and you're doing the thing.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're totally right.
Are we playing a game now?
Yes, let's play a game. So have you ever heard of Esther Perel?
No.
Okay. She is a famous psychoanalyst, psychotherapist who has gotten famous for talking about cheating and adultery and like the evolution of human relationships and how intimacy has changed over time and our opinions of intimacy way back in the day versus modern, and how do we evolve with that continuously, because now you've got polyamory and now you've got ethically non-monogamous and still monogamous and hateful marriages and healthy marriages and what can we learn from successful relationships and what do they actually look like. And so she has designed lots of things, has her own podcast, has her own really good Substack group that you can follow. But she started a card game, and it says it's a game of stories called Where Should We Begin? And this is not sponsored. I bought this when the game came out, and I've just been a huge fan of hers, and I want to interview her so badly because I know identity can impact your romantic relationships too. And I think it'd be so fun. So
love it.
I don't know where the rules are. Oh, scan here to learn how to play. Well,
we're not going to do that.
We're not going to do that. I'm just going to
game.
give you here. You take half a stack. I'll take half a stack.
Okay.
And I know that there's blanks in there.
Okay.
But I think the way the game is supposed to go, you just fill in the blank. And so you ask the question to me, and then you have to answer the question after I'm done.
Okay.
And then vice versa.
Great. You ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. An experience that shaped who I am that few people know about.
Ooh. There was one moment at work when I was still with the FBI, and January 6th had just happened. and we were starting investigations and trying to respond to the situations. And I wrote, trying to think of the best way for me to say this. I wrote a report for what I thought was going to be a solution to a problem. And another analyst who was technically the subject matter expert on that problem came up to me and approached me in the middle of the bullpen, like in front of all the other analysts that I worked with. And she told me, like, hey, you can't publish that report because it's violating First Amendment rights. You can't talk about that. And I was like, well, I didn't quote anything from your investigation. I quoted articles that came out from public, like, think tanks and research groups. Like, that's why I'm arguing in this particular way. And she was basically telling me, well, if you don't take down the report, I'm going to go to our boss and I'm going to have either you take it down or I will, kind of thing, is what she told me. And she did this in front of all these other people. And I had just been like, maybe a couple hours earlier, like, not bragging, but being like, I'm really proud of the report I wrote. I got to present it to our leadership and they seemed really enthused, or at least interested in learning more. And I think I'm like opening a door here where I could like branch out a bit further. And then like a couple hours right after that, like, come and get the smackdown from the other SME. And it was kind of like, all right, it was a good lesson in don't cry at the office, but also how to approach people, you know, when you have a disagreement, or like there's always a better way to approach someone when you have a disagreement about like how to approach a problem, what you think the real solution is, or if you think the problem's an entirely different thing. You don't have to tear me down just because you have an idea as well. Like, you didn't have to publicly do that in front of the whole group. You could have been like, hey, I'm going to go to the snack room. Do you want to come with me? And like take me to the side, and or like, hey, I'm going to buy a soda. Come with me, or whatever. To bring it up. Like, you didn't have to shame a brand new analyst in front of all the seniors. The way that they handle it in the field offices, you either work on an operational team, so you're doing tactical stuff every day, you're breaking down doors, you're helping them do interviews, or you're doing strategic stuff where you're looking at the entire all the counties that you're in charge of for that field office, and you're like looking at all the different crimes that are happening and you're trying to identify the patterns. But those are the senior analysts. But when I first started, they had me sitting with them, so I had to do a 90-day rotation and sit there. So like all these senior people that had been there 10, 15, almost 20 years had to hear this newbie be like, I'm so excited about my thing. And then the other senior comes in and is like, actually, it was stupid and you totally, and I disagree. I had it examined by 3 other people later. And I was like, is this what she says it is? And they all said no, but because she was able to claim that to our boss, they had to take it down. And so I was just kind of like, this sucks. Yeah. Something I was super proud of. And so I don't know that I necessarily handled it the best way. I just stayed silent. I let her say that to me in front of everyone.
It's not cool.
No, but I think it taught me a lot about how to handle a disagreement, or how to handle the next time somebody wants to come for me because they think that they're better than you or whatever. And it's like, well, actually, I'd be more than happy to go to the boss's office and explain this to him. Yeah. Let's go. Like, let's go talk. Let's go together. Yeah. I didn't feel like I had the agency or the power because I had only been there 90 days, right? Like, yes, I had studied these things in college. Yes, I had gotten my master's in this, but like, I hadn't sat at that seat for 10 years in that city the way she had. And so it's kind of like I let perceived authority take over what I could have done in the situation, I guess. So that was...
It's rough.
Rough.
Yeah. I feel like that would have made me not feel confident at all in anything I did there.
Well, one of the many reasons that I eventually decided it wasn't the right fit for me anymore. Yeah. And it wasn't necessarily because I thought I was a bad analyst or bad at my job. It just, there were so many weird signs from the universe that kept telling me, like, this is not yours. Or the thing that people say about, like, God wouldn't give you something that you couldn't handle. Yeah. Or God takes things out of your path that are not meant for you, whether or not you acknowledge that or not. Like, there were just so many things where, looking back, right, hindsight being 2020, that this is not for you. This is not yours. What's yours is waiting for you. I'm trying to get you the hell out of here. Like,
absolutely.
Let's go.
You were there for a reason.
I was there. I did what I needed to do to get there. But yeah, that was such an embarrassing moment, because I was like, don't cry. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back
for like 30 minutes. I'm fine.
The other guys were nice about it, though. They were like, that she didn't have to do that. Like, that was
and that's something I feel like happens a lot with women, with other women. Yep. And I have never quite understood that. There's
Those
room
were the
for all of us.
The only like actual confrontational like stuff I had in that office were from other women.
It's crazy.
The men were mostly lackadaisical. They'd be like, and then walk away.
Yeah.
It was never like overt, like,
yeah,
what's up kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's hard.
Anyway, your turn.
Okay. My experience is probably something I'm actively going through and have been for several years now. People close to me are aware, but I don't like publicly tell everyone. My little brother, he is 14 years old now. My God, he's getting old. He has always struggled with school, like from the beginning. And I pretty much have put my career on hold so that I can help take care of him with my mom, because she's a single mother. She works so freaking hard and worked really hard for the life that I have as well. And I pretty much work with him quite literally every single day of the school year with all of his homework assignments, studying for tests, quizzes. I am probably the most involved parent that's not a parent in the universe. But
you're a saint, man.
Yeah, it is hard. And especially with the expectations they have on kids these days to like be able to do more than we've ever had to learn how to do. I can't
even imagine. I heard one of my my mom's friends has elementary school level grandchildren, and the grandchildren are learning to code.
Yes.
Yeah. Coding. You're in 5th grade. You're coding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. My brother also had been doing that and is still doing that as well. And I think those are cool skills to have, and it exposes them to all kinds of careers they could potentially do.
Yeah.
However, it is very stressful. Like, I don't have a life after work. And sometimes on the weekends, all I want to do is curl up in a ball and sleep. It's very draining. And I know that, just like you said, this wouldn't have, like, my mom wasn't expecting to have another kid, first of all. And right. I'm so grateful that he's healthy, a happy kid, a good kid, a loving kid. Yeah. But, it wasn't on our bingo card. And I'm grateful that I have the ability to help him, because things could be very bad for him. I want him to be set up for success, whatever that means for him. It might not be college. It might not even be a trade school. Yeah. I just want him to be confident to be a human being in this very difficult world that we live in. But I would say that right now is an experience that is actively and has shaped who I am as a person.
Yeah. No, that's a huge impact. Helping, you didn't bring the life into the world, but you're helping him embrace the life of this world.
Yeah.
And doing it, with the self-awareness and the love and the selflessness that any other parent would. And I hope that someday, he may not know it now or be able to acknowledge it now, but someday he realizes, that you are his biggest fan, right? Like you put in all that effort to help him get where he wants to go. And I think that it's just really sweet. And my brother could say like, ugh, to me, like, I loved my brother. I would have treated him like my baby doll, but like my brother just doesn't talk a lot. So like, it's a weird the weirdest, but the best dynamic too. Yeah. I've talked about him a few times on the show, but like, he's never come on. Like, I'm not Theo Vaughn or Joe Rogan, so he doesn't listen to me. So... And I think maybe sometimes it might be weird, right? Like, he doesn't want to hear his sister struggle or like openly talk about that. I know it was hard for my parents to first start listening when I started publishing, but I hope he knows how proud I am of him. Same way, yeah. That they feel successful to get up and go out and do what they need to do.
Amen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. A person who doesn't know that they have impacted my life is...
I don't know. I feel like I would just have to say any teacher that has ever taken the time to like work with me. Specifically, Mr. Terrell from my senior year of high school's IB math class.
Oh my goodness.
If you know, you know, IB is already a hard program as it is. I wanted to get out of that version of the class. It was the more advanced one, but there were two you could take, a beginner one and advanced.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the beginner easy one because like I knew I would probably do well there. Yep. But he pushed me to keep going. He's like, Micah, I know that you can figure this out. You just have to be patient with yourself. And I feel like that's something that sticks with me with anything that I do. Like, it's okay if you don't understand it right now. You might just have to think about it a different way or find another source that will help you understand whatever it is that you're struggling with. So I would say that. It's so random, but I just remember, I don't know, we worked on so many things together because I was just like, I can't do this, Mr. Terrell. This is too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah. I had a day like that in anatomy class in high school where I stayed after for like an hour or so. I was like, I can't compute whatever's happening. He's like, you're going to get it. You're one of the smartest students I have. Like, what's going on? And I'd just be like, I gotta go. Never mind. Too scared to ask for help. No, but yeah, everybody needs a moment in their life or a person in their life who, you know, reminds them of who they are and what they can do.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
How about you?
The first thing that actually came to my mind was somebody I don't know, but Issa Rae.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think about her show Insecure a lot. A lot. And also her, I mean, she's beautiful. She's talented. She's changing the world. She's impacting so many women's lives. Yeah. She's improving so many different philanthropies and opportunities for Black creators and Black voices. And I feel like anything she touches is gold.
Yes, she needs to put out more, like everything.
The person I would love to see burn and churn for the rest of forever, her.
Yes.
But I watched that show and it's very clear. I am not a Black woman. I have never been a Black woman, will never be a Black woman. But the way that she wrote and produced Insecure and the way that that character came out, where she shared such raw, vulnerable, terrible moments, right? Where she's learning who she is post-breakup and like, how is she going to survive in LA? How is she going to come up with a career that makes sense? How is she going to feel fulfilled with who she is and what she wants? And is she going to learn from those original mistakes and not fall back into the bad habits and see her mission through? Yeah. And that whole show, I related to it so much. And it made me really like deep in my core, because I watched a lot of it when I was living in Philly and I didn't have my core friends around me anymore. So like in COVID and stuff, and I'm like catching up on this series was just kind of like, it hit me so deeply, like how important your relationships are and how important it is for how you speak to yourself.
Yeah.
Because those were some of my favorite parts, right? Where she's just
in the mirror,
in front of the mirror, and she's rapping back and forth to herself and being weird and unique. But like, if she had not done that in the mirror, I don't think her character would have survived the series. Yeah. Right? Like if she didn't lean into who she is, that weird, quirky, funny, unique, creative person. Yeah. So I follow everything she does. I absolutely love her. I think she's super talented. She's a genius. And I hope she has nothing but success in this world, because she is impacting far beyond her target audience. I'm sure to a certain level she realizes that, but like she is truly changing the way people think about themselves and about their lives. And I think she's a baddie. Yes. She's gorgeous. She has great sense of style. And her hair, too, is always everything always flows. Yeah. When I watch her interviews, and I'm like, God, I wish I was that put together.
Her skin, too. I also love Issa so freaking much. I feel like for me, what stuck out so much with her show, and I know we're coming to an end here, but real quick, one of the things that I really loved about her show is like, I can't remember their exact ages, but it felt like where we are right now.
It's where I am now. Yeah. It was in your early 30s, kind of. That was the vibe they gave off, right? Like it felt like a more elevated version of Friends. Yes. If Friends hadn't been so immature in New York and stuff. Like, and I felt like it was so much more relatable at the time.
Oh my God, all the situations.
All the situations and the music. Yes. Whoever did the scoring on that show.
I never saved that much music to my Spotify.
I saved all of it. The whole first I have 7 different workout playlists. One of them's just pure insecure
Love it.
songs. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this has been great, Amanda. Thank you for bringing me on.
Of course. Well, Micah, we always close the show with one, the final advice. So if there's anybody listening to this episode and they've, are trying to take away lessons from your episode and they're feeling lost and they don't know where to pivot or what to do with their life or how to find their purpose again, what would your advice be for someone that's listening?
I would say my advice is don't be afraid of change. Change can be very difficult. It can be very confusing. You might fail, and it's okay to fail. I think people beat themselves up, even myself, too much about like, oh, I am not doing the correct thing right now, or this isn't what I should be doing, but it's okay. I think every experience you have in life is there for a reason. You're meant to grow, you're meant to learn, and it is going to help you get to where you want to be. So just embrace the change and know that you can influence that change too in any way that you want to. Yeah. I know that's vague, but I hope that it, can be applied to anyone's life, including my own, because I'm afraid of change.
Yeah, no, it's always harder to take your own advice versus giving it out.
Yeah.
No, I get that. No, I think that's great. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing so much with us and being willing to be open and play silly games with me. Yeah. But I love you. Let everybody know if they want to work with you or hang out or meet you or whatever. Like, how do they find you? What's the best way to collab with what you're putting out into the world?
Right now, I would say Instagram is probably the best way to reach me. My Instagram handle is Mika M. Carr. MIKAMCARR. I also am like you. I love TikTok, but it is not a place that I don't know. It's just a sanctuary right now, and I like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Well, everybody, that's our show. I'm so glad you could be here. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and Micah today. We really enjoyed having you, and I hope that you could take something out of this little chaotic episode for what it's worth. But love you and mean it. You know how to find me. You can submit all of your questions about the show, submit questions you'd like me to answer on the episode for a Wanderer Wisdom episode. You can send them at hello@podcastforlost.com. You can also find me on all platforms, Podcast for the Lost. You can watch this video on YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that review. And the 5 stars, leaving the review is what helps the most. It shares the show and tells the algorithm to send us to other people that might love it. So let me know what you think, and I will do my best to respond to everybody either in my DMs or on the comments on each platform. So thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on this journey. And remember, wanderers are always welcome.